to mind right away is, what is it that you think attracts children to crime fighter characters? You know, I'm standing in front of my my collection of Batman toys here, and as I get older, more and more, I
Yeah.
think, if I had billions of dollars, am I really going to spend it all on an awesome car and go out and punch people in the face? I think I'd take some trips. I might have a real nice life. I mean, I would definitely have like a year there after my parents got shot as a kid. Inconsolable. That would be a bad year. But then, like 3-4 years later, I'd be thinking, well, you know, I do have $1 billion. There are ways I could cheer myself up.
Yeah, I'm doing quite well, actually.
But crime fighters are crime fighting stories, detective stories for kids.
Yeah.
Are pretty common. What is it you think that middle grade readers gravitate toward about crime fighters?
I think if there's a mystery involved, I never thought of myself as a writer of mysteries, but I'm finding that both with the Crimebiters series and with my standalone book, Game Changer, I found that having kids solve crimes and realize clues and putting a puzzle together to solve something along the way and simultaneously with the characters in the book is just a great way to propel a story forward. So I think there's the garden variety fascination with bad guys that I think people of any age have. Not everybody has it, but many do. I certainly do. I am a fan and have always been a fan of true crime stories, both reading, you know, to get really to get morbid for a minute. I remember reading a book about Charles Manson when I was, you know, in middle school, and just being like sickened and blown away, but also fascinated and captivated by the darkest nature of humanity and how people can you know, human beings can go so dark. So I think there's an element of that in a much gentler way, of course, if told well, can resonate with children. But I also think that good fighting and triumphing over evil, and the process by which good has to go about solving these mysteries to ultimately triumph over evil, is a very satisfying, rewarding, ultimately uplifting answer to the darkest sides of our natures. Is that there's, for every dark person among us, there are many, many noble, right-seeking people trying to right those wrongs and ferret out those bad guys and bring them to justice. And it can, in a weird way, both remind people that not everything is a bed of roses in life, and there are obstacles and there are problems and there are bad people. But by and large, the good side and the good nature of humanity will triumph. But again, that sounds messagey, and none of that would matter if the yarn isn't good. So you have to spin a yarn that drops clues along the way, like breadcrumbs, and makes kids want to find out what happens, and give them just enough information so that, yeah, that makes sense, and then tease them with another element to the mystery, a cliffhanger, like we were talking about before with the old Batman series. All of these things, I think, combine into kind of this unimpeachable, indestructible form of storytelling that will, you know, always be a huge part of both children's and adult popular culture and entertainment.
Makes sense to me. It's entirely practical to be looking out for the villains. That's one of the chief reasons I write horror when I'm not writing middle grade, because these people walk amongst us. We know
They
that.
do.
Most of us are cool, but there's a couple of folks you've always got to be watching out for and learning to identify them as much as you can. That's just a matter of practical survival.